guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kyian and this is Kyian by Design, my DIY home and lifestyle channel. And you're about to watch part 2 of my moving vlog series. I am actually coming to you present day right now because as I edited part 1 of the moving vlogs, I realized that I left a lot of context out. I'm really still working on my vlogging skills. I do sometimes have anxiety around knowing what to film or vlogging with other people around. So I felt like the vlogs were jumping around here and there. So I think I'm gonna be inserting clips like these from the present day where I sort of provide context of what's going on. And I hope this just makes it a little more entertaining to watch. But thank you guys so much with your patience with part 1 of the moving vlogs. It took quite a bit because obviously the moving process was very time consuming. And then shortly after that, I took a quick little week-long vacation to go visit my family in Virginia, who I have not seen since the start of the pandemic. And it was just so refreshing and really gave me like a renewed sense of calm after all of this mess. But now I'm back and ready to get settled into our new place. The first thing you are going to see in part 2 is us going to pick up the keys for the new apartment. So please enjoy part 2 of the moving vlogs. All right guys, so today is the day. We just got the keys. It's finally happening and the place looks so good. We're gonna do our own final inspection just to make sure that everything's okay, send over any problems we see to the manager. Are you excited?
I'm very excited. Look at all this space and it's all ours.
Yes. We have a stove and a dishwasher. Yay! Okay, but since the plan here is to make a floor plan, I want to start measuring out this entire space. I brought my notebook along with me so I can make a little rough sketch and then I can translate that onto my computer later so we can start planning out our living space before we even move our stuff in. I am filming right now. Talk me through your thought process.
I'm thinking like Kyian's office corner over here to get a nice light for filming.
Yeah, it'll be smaller than my current office, but it'll work.
But also you'll be able to kind of turn away from me so you'll still have your privacy.
The first thing I'm gonna do is do the roughest sketch possible of the floor plan just from memory. So that's roughly the shape of the living space. And now I'm gonna go through and mark out like where windows are, where doors are. Okay, I think I've got my sketch ready. Here's the opening to the kitchen. This is the window by the front door. And then the doorway to the hall. Now I'm actually gonna go through and measure this so I can have proper measurements and translate it onto my computer later. I just finished up my sketch of the living space with all of the measurements. Something that I really like to do when I'm measuring a space is I literally measure everything. Like, I don't just measure the distance of a wall or the size of a door. I measure like, what's the distance from here to here? Like, what's between the door and the window? Or like, how much space is between that wall and the hallway, you know? And it just makes it a lot more accurate, at least for me. So now I think I'm gonna do the bedroom. So this is the bedroom. Nice big mirrored closet. This is gonna be nice. So since the bedroom is not as intricate a shape as the living space, it's not gonna be as hard to sketch. So I'm really just gonna draw a basic rectangle and of course make my marks where I see like important details. All right, there it is. Now, measuring time. And that is the bedroom. So I realized that I never actually showed the floor plan that I created for the new space, so I'm going to put it up on the screen now. As you can see by the front door, I have a small little office space set up with a room divider to separate it from the rest of the living room, and then the main living space with the dining area behind it. And I really can't wait for you guys to see this floor plan come to life. I think it makes great use of the space. So hit the subscribe button and ring the notification bell down below if you want to make sure that you don't miss that, as well as any other videos that I upload here. After doing the fun part of measuring out the entire space, it was time to do some boring logistical adult stuff. So we spent some time on the phone getting our Wi-Fi, our gas, and our electric set up so it would be ready for when we moved in. We just finished setting up our Wi-Fi and talking to our water and power company. Now we are gonna go get some coffee because we had to be here really early. So let's go get some coffee in our systems and commence the moving process. So we stopped by the old apartment really quick to print out the inspection paperwork before we head back. And look who's excited to see us. Coco! Hey buddy! Guess what? We're getting your new house ready. Are you excited? So yeah, while we were going to get the keys today, we just left Coco here. We have a baby gate set up in our kitchen, so he has food and water, and we leave puppy pads out for him and his bed, just so he doesn't make a mess anywhere in the house that isn't easily able to be cleaned, like our rug. So he gets very excited when we come home. I'm also able to watch him from a dog camera that we have set up that points directly at the kitchen, so he's always under my careful, watchful eye. Right, puppy? Right, puppy? Yes. We came back for you, and we're gonna take you to your new house soon, I promise. So before we head back to the apartment, we decided it was a good idea to pack a few more things, and the main problem area that we're tackling is this mess of a hallway closet, which is an absolute disaster that I've kind of just thrown DIY and crap stuff in and stuff that we just needed to store out of sight, and it's a nightmare. So we're gonna handle it right now. And just like magic, this entire closet is completely empty now. Gosh, I can't believe how much space we had in here and was just using it to store junk. Probably could have done a better job at that, but I learned my lesson and now we won't do the same thing in our next place. I also forgot to film this the other day, but I took down all of the decor in the bathroom and I patched the holes in the wall from where I had put up a couple of IKEA shelves for all of our toiletries. Everything's starting to look really empty and you can start to hear like the echo again. It's weird. It's so weird after living here for this past year and a half, but it's also exciting. Hey guys, sorry that this moving vlog has been so scatterbrained, but that's how moving is sometimes. I've got a ton of my stuff loaded into my car. Sam came in his own car so he could move some other things, and I actually just got in our new parking spot, so I'm gonna start bringing stuff up to the apartment right now. Hey guys, so it's been a little bit since I filmed for this vlog, just because the packing has gotten sort of monotonous. I don't just want to show you guys a bunch of time lapses of us packing things into boxes. But right now, I just got done doing dishes for the last time before we have a dishwasher, which I am dying for. I'm so excited to not have to wash dishes completely by hand anymore. And of course, those dishes still need to be packed up, but I want to make sure that they have plenty of time to dry before I do that. So I think it's finally time to take down the kitchen. If you guys watched my kitchen transformation video, you know that I put up this peel and stick backsplash, that paper towel holder, and I also did the same thing over here over the stove. It was a Dollar Tree peel and stick, so it doesn't look perfect. There's definitely wrinkles in it, but to the naked eye, it actually makes the kitchen look so much better. So I'm gonna be sad to see it all go, but it's a necessary change that has to happen. So let's take down this kitchen. So I'm here at the apartment right now, just by myself. I did a solo mission while Sam was at work today. Moved our hanging clothes and our kitchen utensils, because while we're moving, we're kind of just using like paper plates and forks. I brought over some other miscellaneous stuff, jewelry, craft supplies, cords, and then this little shelf that I'm still trying to figure out what it could be for, but I found it on the side of the road like a year ago, and we mainly just used it as a little bookshelf, but I think it's gonna be something. I'm thinking maybe we could put it in the hall closet and use it as storage, or maybe by the entryway for something. Still thinking about it, but we'll figure it out once we're all moved in. All right, so I've been home for a few hours from that solo trip that I made to the apartment. Sam is here now, say hi. And we decided that even though we're so tired from today, Monday is fast approaching and I really need to prioritize taking down the shelf unit because it's gonna be a big daunting piece. It's kind of bittersweet because that's the wall to what was my office for a little while, and now it's gonna be coming down. We're still gonna revive the office at the new place. It's not gonna be as big, but we're still gonna have a creative space. So let's say goodbye to the office wall. Everything was going pretty well with taking down that bookshelf until this happened. At this point, Sam was in quite a bit of pain and needed to rest, so I ended up taking apart the rest of the bookshelf myself, but learn from our mistake, guys, and never dismantle furniture barefoot. So we got the wall down, all the pieces are right here. Unfortunately, we did have a bit of an incident. Sam dropped the shelf on his toe while we were laying it down. It's a little bit bruised.
Featuring my ugly nail polish. I'll survive.
We soaked it in some warm water for a little bit, so that's helped, but I think that's enough for the night. Wouldn't you say so?
Yes.
Wouldn't you say so, Coco?
Yes.
See, now it's time to pay attention to me.
Play with me.
All right. With only a few days left to be out of the old apartment, I started the very next day by taking down anything in the living space that had created holes in the walls. This way I could fill the holes in and paint over them later. Our next order of business was meeting up with Sam's dad, who had bought us a new bed as a housewarming gift since our last bed frame had broken. And while we dealt with that, Sam's mom came over to the apartment and sat with Coco for a few hours, just so he didn't have to be lonely all day. Hey y'all, so we just met up with Sam's dad to drop off our new bed, and now we were just kind of surveying the building. We were trying to find out if there was maybe a ramp for when we eventually have to bring the bigger stuff in, but instead we found this big wide open back area that I'm thinking might be a place that I come and do my spray painting and work on some projects, because there's nothing back here. There's nothing that would seem to disturb anybody, and it seems like a common space. Like there's a picnic table and a grill over here. It sort of seems like just a little courtyard. There's even like a little outline of a hopscotch thing on the ground, so clearly people are supposed to like be recreational back here. This is nice. I didn't even know this was here. But we also borrowed Sam's mom's car while she is babysitting Coco to bring some bigger things, so we're gonna go unload those into the apartment right now. Woohoo! She's in! First big piece of furniture is really in. I know it's only one thing, but it feels like such an accomplishment to finally have a piece of furniture in our whole apartment. It also probably feels like more of an accomplishment because it's so hot. But we have central air. Makes moving in the dead of summer all the more bearable. We completed our drop off at the apartment. Now I am going to Home Depot to get some paint samples made for repainting the current apartment. Picking up a trash can. I'm gonna get key copies made for the new place because we only have one set of keys right now. All right, y'all, just got my paint sample made. This is gonna be to do touch-ups in the kitchen and the bathroom because the paint colors are exactly the same. Now I'm going to find the trash can as well as make some key copies. Does anyone else love just walking through the lighting section at Home Depot? I feel like all the light fixtures are so pretty, and it's actually really good like selfie and video lighting. Does anybody else feel like this? Let me know. I am back home with the baby. Coco, say hi. Say hello to the camera. He's being shy. So Sam's mom says he was very good. He basically just watched the door the whole time. Coco has a tendency to watch the door when we leave. He just watches, waiting for us to come back. Are you my little separation anxiety baby? Yeah. We did all of our major moving for the day. Probably gonna take it easy for the rest of the night. I think I might just take the paint samples that I got made at Home Depot today and start painting over the holes that I patched earlier, because I think the hole filler is completely dry by now. So let's go fill some holes, right, Coco? Put this place back to normal. The holes are all filled in the kitchen, the bathroom, and the living room. The only ones that we have left in the living room space are going to be when we take the TV mount down. but the paint is still drying and I think it's a pretty good match. Once it dries, it should look a little better, but I think we've had a pretty busy day thus far, so I am going to call it a night for now. Thank you guys so much for watching. Come back for the next moving vlog, because I think the next time you see us, we're going to be moving the bigger pieces in. So it's really going to start being the final steps of this moving process. And I'm really excited, and I hope that you guys are, and you'll come along and see what that entails. All right, bye guys. See you next time. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to part 2 of the moving vlogs. Make sure to come back for part 3, where we rent the U-Haul and start moving everything out of the old apartment. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell down below to be notified every time that I upload. You can also keep up with me on all of my social media. You can find those links down in the description. But that does it for today. This has been Kyian by Design, and I will see you guys in part 3. Bye!